I've been getting a lot of questions lately about sight singing, and is there some kind of proven method to be able to master this once and for all? Well, not surprisingly, I have an answer to this problem, and it consists of 5 steps. Stick around if you want to learn more. I'm Brenda Earle Stokes. I'm the owner and creator of Piano and Voice with Brenda, creative and practical resources for pianists, vocalists, and music teachers. Today's tutorial is all about sight singing, and I am so excited to not only be able to share this information with you, but to also give you a sneak peek inside my brand new course, Crash Course in Solfege, the bundle. I'll tell you more about that later. In today's tutorial, I'm going to tackle the often stressful topic of sight singing. I'm going to take you on a deep dive on how to use solfege to improve your sight singing in a very direct and profound way. I'm going to show you the 5 steps that I teach in my course that I have used with all of my students for many years, and the same steps that I myself used when I was learning how to sight sing. All you need to proceed is a basic working knowledge of solfege. Let's get started. Before we get into it, just take a quick moment to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment. It really helps get more eyeballs on my work, and it's most appreciated. So let's go through the steps, 5 steps, to go through when you're practicing your sight singing. So the first thing you want to do is have a look at the key signature and determine what key you're in. Okay, and again, if this isn't something you're confident with, there's an easy Google search for this so you can have the list that tells you what the key signatures are. And then as soon as you determine what key it's in, you're going to use I've got my handy dandy master key pitch pipe here. You can also use the keyboard instrument of your choice. You can use your app that has the keyboard on it, or pitch pipe, or your guitar or your violin or whatever you have. And what you're going to do is you're going to play the do. So I'm going to use my pitch pipe just to find the do, and I'm going to play it. So let's say the song is in the key of B flat. There's my do. Okay, that's the first step. Step number 2 is you're going to do as much of the routine as you need to, okay, to establish your key center. For me, I tend to just go to, here's the do. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Do, sol, mi, sol, do, do. Okay? That would be your kind of first response to this, okay? You might also, depending on your level or what the piece of music looks like, you may want to sing up and down the scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Okay? You might choose to do that. You might also choose to go re, do, fa, mi, la, sol, ti, do. And you might even want to do the pattern, okay? Remember, those are all tools for you to use, so as much of that as you need to get you centered in the key. And you may find that as time goes on and you do a few more of these, that you just reduce it down to just do, mi, sol, mi, do, sol, mi, sol, do, which would be totally fine, okay? Step 3 is you're gonna work your way through just the pitches, okay? So you're gonna forget the rhythm and you're gonna focus just on working the pitches, okay? And what you're gonna do is walk up as you need to. So let's say you're going from do, and the next thing that you see is fa, and you can't quite figure out what fa is. You can walk up. Do, re, mi, fa, do, fa. See how I got myself there by filling in the missing bits? So let's say you needed to sing from do to fa and then to re. Do, re, mi, fa, do, fa, mi, re, do, fa, re. See how I did that? I filled in the little missing bits, okay? And I'm going to show you this in a minute too when I take you through 6 different sight singing examples that I have that I wrote for this. And I'm going to show you how I do a little fill-in as needed. The 4th step, Once you feel confident with the pitches, is you're going to clap and count the rhythm as you need to. So again, if you're somebody who is very, very used to rhythms and your rhythm reading is fine, maybe you don't need to do this step, but I'm going to say for people who aren't super confident with this, it would be a very, very good use of your time if you spent some time just clapping and counting through the rhythms. And then we get to step 5, which is where you're going to sing the pitches in the correct rhythms. Okay, so those are your 5 steps. Once again, step 1, what key are you are in? You're going to use the pitch pipe to play do. Okay, step 2, you're going to do whatever part of the routine you need to establish your key center. Well, whether that's just outlining the tonic triad, or whether it's doing the resting notes to moving notes, or playing up the scale, whatever you're going to need to feel comfortable. Okay, number 3 is you're going to isolate just the pitches and you're going to work your way through them, walking up as you need to. So filling in any of the gaps so that you can find the pitches. Okay. Step 4 is once you've mastered the pitches, you're going to clap and count the rhythms as needed. And step 5 is you're going to sing the pitches using the correct rhythms. Okay. So now that we've gone through that protocol, I am going to show you a variety of exercises that I used. So come along with me to the board. All right, so I'm going to take you through some of these sight singing examples. I composed these myself. They are not the most exciting pieces of music I've ever written in my life, but I just wanted to write some simple exercises so that you would have kind of a sense of going through this protocol. And then when you go and have a look at the books that I recommend and you pick the one that you think is a good fit for you, then at least you'll have some way to move your way through it so you're not just flailing around. Okay, so exercise number 1 here. We look at the key signature. We know that we're in the key of C. And remember the protocol. We're going to use the trusty pitch pipe, or of course you can use your keyboard instrument or your violin or whatever you have handy. The pitch pipe is great because it's very portable. And I've had this one for about a zillion years. So I'm going to play the do. And then we're going to go do, mi, sol, mi, do. Do, sol, mi, sol, do, do. Okay. Now, if you need to do more of the exercises to get yourself really secure in the key, that is fine. But at the very bare minimum, this is a good one just to get you feeling like you're in the key of C. So we did step 2, which is using the routine to establish the key center. And now we are going to go into working our way just through the pitches. Okay, so bear in mind, this is not a realistic example of how it's going to be for you because my sight singing is at a very high level. So these exercises are not difficult for me, but I am going to kind of recreate what it will be like for you, just so you can kind of get a sense of how to work through this. Okay, so do, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do. Good. And if I got lost at any point, I could keep using the pitch pipe to kind of keep me back on track. You could also, if you wanted to, if this was very difficult, is you could use your do drone, couldn't you? You could play your do drone over and over and over on the piano or your guitar or your violin or whatever as you're doing this so you could really stay in touch. So that would be a good thing that you could do as well. All right. And so now I'm going to look at the rhythms. I'm going to clap and count the rhythms. So this is in 4/4 time. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay. And so now I'm going to sing the pitches and I'm going to do the rhythms at the same time. So I can count myself in 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do. Okay. So if this was me working on this myself, I would probably sing it through a few times. And again, if I got really off of pitch or I really was like lost, then I would go back to the exercises, the do, mi, so, mi, do, re, do, fa, mi, la, sol, ti, do,
the pattern, anything that I needed to do so that I could get back to the key center. Okay. So we're going to look at the second exercise now, exercise 2, and we can see the key signature here. And so the key signature of that has 3 sharps is the key of A major. And so I'm looking over here and I'm looking at this first note and I'm going, that's not an A. So I'm not starting on do. I'm starting on sol. Okay. Because if I go down to the A is here at the end, do, re, mi, fa, sol. I'm starting on sol. Okay. So what I need to do first is, you got it, good old pitch pipe. And I'm going to give myself the do drone. Do, mi, sol, mi, do, sol, mi, sol, do. And if I feel like I needed that again, I could go do, mi, sol, mi, do, sol, mi, sol, do. And my first note is sol. Do, mi, sol. So that's my first note. Sol, fa, sol, mi, re, mi. I just messed that up. Let's try that again. Sol, la, sol, fa, mi. Then it's the same note. Mi, re, do, ti, do. Here, let me show you that again. Do, mi, sol, that's my first note. Sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, do. Excellent. So we'll imagine I've mastered the pitches. Now I'm going to take a moment and clap the rhythm. Once again, I'm in 4/4 time. I'm going to count myself in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay. So once I have that nice and secure, then I'm going to go in and I'm going to sing the pitches and the rhythm together. Now, do I need another do? Why not? Do, sol, mi, do. And my first note is mi. Oh, no, my first note is sol. Sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, do. Excellent. So you can see I put that together. It was A-okay. Now we're going to move on to exercise number 3. And I can see I've got 2 flats here. I'm in the key of B flat. And lo and behold, what's my first note? It's not the do. There's the do down here where I'm pointing. That's the B flat is do. So what have we got here? Do, mi, sol. It's sol I start on. Okay, so first thing, my trusty pitch pipe. We've been through so much together. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Do, sol, mi, sol, do. Do. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Do, sol, mi, sol, do. Do. So let's sing this exercise. It starts on sol. Do, mi, sol. Sol, sol. La, sol, fa. La, ti, do, sol, mi, do. Now this is tricky over here. La, ti, do, ti, la. That's how I could find that note. La, ti, do. And then this goes down. Do, sol, mi, do. It's the outline of the chord. Do, sol, mi, do. So let me try this pattern here. Do, ti, la. See how I walk my way down to that note? Because I couldn't just find it on my own. So I went do, ti, la, ti, do, sol, mi, do. Excellent. So now we're going to clap the rhythms. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, nothing earth-shattering here. So now let's put both things together. This is step 5. Do, mi, sol. Maybe I need another pitch. Why not? Do, mi, sol. There's my first note. Sol, sol, la, sol, fa. Sol, la, ti, do, sol, mi, do, do. Can you see I stopped in here, paused for a second to walk my way up, because sometimes it can be challenging to find the sol. So again, I'm just recreating what it might be like for you as you're working through this. So here we are at exercise 4, and we're going to do our usual drill. We're going to have a look here, and we're seeing there's no sharps or flats in the key signature. And so we're going to just do an eyeball, because are we saying that this is the key of C, but then we see a couple of G sharps here? That's kind of your indication that it's looking like we're in minor. And if we take a further inspection, it looks like just the 7th is raised because the 6th is here and it doesn't seem to be raised. And so there's a very good chance that this is probably the harmonic minor. So we're going to do our usual drill, our trusty handy dandy pitch pipe or the keyboard instrument of your choice, and play the do. And then we're going to go through the routine. Remember, do the routine in minor. La, do, mi, do, la. La, mi, do, mi, la. La. Okay, now since this is minor, you may not feel as confident in this. I would say that would be a good argument in favor of singing your way up and down the scale. La, ti, do, re, mi, fa, si, la, si, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la. Good. So now we're going to sing up and down this, or sing through the exercise 4. La, do, mi, la, si, la, si, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la. Okay, and you could do that a couple of times as needed. Now we're going to do the rhythm. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Excellent. So now let's put the two things together. 1, 2, 3, 4. La, do, mi, la, si, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la.
So just to recap, let me go through the 5 steps again that we went through these sight singing examples. Step 1 is to identify the key and play the do. Step 2 is establish the key center with the solfege routine. And in this case, we were going do, mi, do, sol, mi, sol, do. All right. Number 3 is work your way through just the pitches. So we're going to abandon the rhythms and just work on the pitches. Step 4 is to clap and count the rhythms if necessary. And step 5 is to sing the pitches and the rhythms. I have a list of my very favorite sight singing books, and I'm going to leave it in the description box below so you can click those links to check those out. And I want you to remember that sight singing, like everything else I always tell you, takes time. You could spend 5 or 10 or 15 minutes a day just slowly working your way through sight singing examples until you're feeling secure and strong. Not everybody needs to have elite level sight singing. So once again, if you're a choral singer, this is something that you're going to want to work on for a great many months and years, and work on more and more difficult music. If you're not planning to do a lot of sight singing, you could certainly work your way up to having a general mastery of maybe just diatonic in major or in minor so that you're secure and you can do it. And maybe you don't need to go much further than that. If you're wanting to improve your musicianship skills and your sight singing, I definitely urge you to check out my new course, Crash Course in Solfege, The Bundle. This course bundles together my best-selling courses, Crash Course in Solfege Major Edition and Crash Course in Solfege Minor Edition, and it includes a ton of bonus material. This includes vocal warm-ups, voice exercises to get your voice ready for singing. Plus, it includes everything in major, everything in minor that you would ever need to know, as well as the chromatic scale. Plus, I take you on a deep dive on how to use solfege in different ways. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Thanks again for watching.